Yep. What is up? Um, I think the sound is okay, but let me just check it. Hmm. What? Yep. Mm, it says legacy is engineered. Just finishing this up. Yeah. There are no. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Am I forgetting something? No. Anna, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mm, I mean, my message has always been the same. And if the message is good, I don't think it needs a change. Um, and that is, guys, it is imperative that we build stuff. So please let us keep building stuff. You know, um, as always, I avail myself. I make myself available here so that anyone with questioning can always, come forth. Come forth. I mean, it sounds too formal, but ask any questions that you have to ask and all that. It's a bit. But before that, I think you have to give me a minute. So what's the topic? Oh, the topic is basically about strategic founders, people who are building stuff, entrepreneurs, business leaders. Business leaders sounds too formal. Business guys, people people building ventures, enterprises, and all that. And by so doing, as we are going on, I will always inject whatever I have to inject in based on experience and all that. To help you better understand everything, you can always have a look at my profile, my TikTok profile. You will know exactly what I'm about. It speaks for itself. You know, um, I'm always uh, I'm always confident when I'm speaking about myself because hey, why not? You wouldn't employ a plumber who comes and say, "Oh, I think." No, you wouldn't do that. So you can always have a look at my profile, and you know exactly what I'm about. But for formality's sake, my name is Richard, and I lead investment firms in a tech startup aligned with national priorities and mandate. That is national security, energy independence, and technological superiority. What that all means, simply put in a very short sentence, is I build capital systems. And whenever whenever I'm speaking, well, most of the time you hear me talk about business, investment, leadership, finance, all that. So for you to have a visual, graphic understanding of whatever I do stand for, you can always have a look at my profile on TikTok. And one more thing, I always say this now because of the tools we have readily available. Whenever anybody shows up with that vibe of business, investment, leadership, blah blah blah, it is in your best interest to always do your due diligence. And for me, I recommend it. I welcome it. In fact, I want you to do checks on me because that's the only way you can know what I do stand for. So you can always type in these AI tools, Chat GPT, Microsoft Copilot, and all that. You can always do your research on whoever shows up. Google even does its best, so you can always type, do your due diligence. And for me personally, when you do that, I think you're going to have access to everything I mean, the ones that I keep showing. Uh, Luca, thank you so much. You can always have access to whatever I do just by doing the due diligence. you probably will come across my LinkedIn, my YouTube, LinkedIn, yeah, yeah, and I think, yeah, you have access to everything. Then, believe you me, if only what I spoke about, earlier, tickles your fancy, you would be encouraged to follow with whatever I'm doing. Um, I say this vehemently because I believe in myself, and um, I mean, I don't like to say bad things about myself because why? Why should I say bad things about myself? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, for the time being, for as long as I'll be here, I will be available for any question that anybody has, everybody or anybody has. I have been getting some questions, by the way, sometimes through these mediums and sometimes through emails. Concerning, I mean, some people have rather interesting questions. Rather interesting questions that it makes you understand that you really can't know it all, and I do my best to answer the ones that I can answer, and the ones I cannot, I just cannot. I rather yeah, I just cannot. So yeah, Sebastian, what's up? Hello, yeah, how you doing? um just before that, you will have to give me a minute. So I'm gonna pause this for a minute. Okay, these, I have to, just give me a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'll be back. For those of you on here, oh, no one is here, so it's good. I'll be back in a minute. Uh, yeah, so I'm back. I mean, yeah. For the one person on here on YouTube, what's up? If you're coming across me for the first time, you can always look at my channel. I mean, oh, the person is gone. That is okay. It's understandable. Yeah, you can always have a look at my page and you see exactly come and you see exactly what I am about. I mean, for those of you who have access to whatever is going on here, you know. As a matter of fact, I always say this, but it seems I will be forever young, forever, forever, forever young. Wait, let me just tilt this a bit and see. Um, yeah, then it's too much actually. Yeah. Yeah. So wait, is it because I paused it so? Okay, you know what? Let me try something. I think maybe because I paused it. I'll be back. Let me just resume. Uh, you learn something new every day, eh? Okay, I think you're back. Um, okay. Mm, uh, oh, okay. I think we're having people coming on here, but mm, wait, was I wrong to restart? Hmm. Uh, I mean, yeah, no one is watching, so or perhaps. Hmm. Okay. It says invite OTT to co-host. I mean, sometime in future we'll do that, but not now, I guess. Um, hey, what's up, Alexander? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Again, for the new entrance, yes, for the entrance, yeah. You can always have a look at my profile and see exactly what you see. The one thing about this thing is you never stop, talking about what you do. You never stop marketing yourself because hey, even uh, I mean, even the yeah, you never stop talking about your whatever you do and all that. So it comes with the job. Actually, it comes with the vision and all that. So yeah, I mean, if you don't do it, how are people going to know that you do as a sorry? So yeah, it is imperative that you always keep the ball rolling and all that. So um, for those of you again first time seeing me on here, you can always have a look at my profile and you know exactly what I'm about. You know, um, actually, yeah. With this, it sort of looks like an affectation. Uh, this I can relate to. Yeah, you know. Uh, sorry about that. Um, mm, I mean, I always say this. I mean, the fact that I don't have people watching, at least from what I'm seeing here, it gives me the opportunity to experiment. It's something. It actually is a privilege that I always keep mentioning, and I'll never stop, appreciating. Although eventually I do not have that privilege anymore because you know from the trajectory, from how I see things, we're going to have millions and millions of people on here in future. So let me enjoy the privilege of not being seen for now. It's something I really really appreciate. Um, yeah. So again, if okay, I keep saying, um, huh? Uh, okay, okay, sure. Uh, mm, mm, okay. So we, hey Mac, what's up? MTM. Some of you are rather very, very interesting names. Names that um, I wonder how you come up with those names, and that tells you how brilliant the human mind is. Um, oof. Mm. Although I do not have a problem with just talking to you know an empty room and not a starting room, but sometimes it rather becomes um, it rather becomes difficult talking when when no one is in the room and all that. Plus sometimes you end up saying the important things that the people who later join miss, so you have to start all the way again and all that. So sometimes patience is required. Thank you so much, Kim Blaze underscore BJJ. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, it is my duty to always dish out value to. Hmm. And why are you using my face? I'm guessing you're a bot. Uh, oh boy, these bots. Anyway, mm, Kim Blaze, yeah, your picture, your DP is my face. That's what I'm seeing here. If it's not on your side, then it must be some technical issue. But if it is, then why? No, that's not you. It's my face I'm seeing on here. Anyway, there's no need for me to drag. I'm sure maybe perhaps there is a technical issue or whatever it is. Um, mm, mm, okay. Mm, Ballsy 544. Again, thank you. But people have some rather interesting names on here. Um, um, money talks, morality walks. Yeah, and, I don't know the relevance of that quote to this place. Mm, thank you. Silence. Hmm. Uh, Jake, I think you're in the wrong place. So um, Oh, okay, I think it's good now. King Blaze, yeah, it's good now. I can now see. Yeah, I think it was just an error, technical issue. But uh, yeah, it's good now. So yeah, like I was saying, guys, let's keep building stuff. Because I know that is the only way the so-called wealth that we are chasing, will be attracted to. I think it's back again, same my face again. But anyways, okay. So, um, uh, like I was saying, we have to keep building stuff because that's the only way the so-called wealth we do want will be attracted towards us. And this is nothing metaphysical or the metaphysical, whatever it is. It is fact. Um, I experienced it. I think a few days ago, and I'll keep saying this. There is a guy on here that I met who um, has built or is building stuff, and just I think last a couple of days ago, a couple of days ago, yeah, I came across an opportunity that you know I didn't fully have the um, the skill to execute the scope of that opportunity, and so I I just thought of him and sent him the opportunity that hey, we can actually do this together and all that. Your expertise, my expertise. You know, and this is all because I knew he was building stuff or he has built something, so I could just talk to him that hey, this and this and this. The thing is, if you do not build stuff, opportunities will always pass you by. It is as simple as that. And we live in an era where people are always complaining this, da 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 da, this. We're always complaining about things, but we do not do the things required to attract the sort of things we want to come to us. Again, this is not any metaphysical stuff or whatever it is. It is fact. So please, I mean, I mean, if I should go through the list, I'll find about if I should take 10 people out of here, I'm sure nine, I'm sure if you ever financial backing, or you mean if I need, yeah, of course, everybody needs financial backing. Everybody needs it. Even the so-called, people who don't need it. Everybody needs financial backing, you know, and oh, and good for saying that. If you should take no, like I said, everybody needs financial backing. But the problem with people is most people do not have a reason why they need that financial backing. You know, my point is someone is somewhere wanting $1 million, but if the person should receive that $1 million, he or she, trust me, wouldn't know what to do with that $1 million. It is fact, and so that $1 million will simply not come to you. In my case, however, I have taken time to do a lot of trial and error on the things that tickle my fancy, things that float my boat. And I've made a lot of mistakes that I can vehemently say that if I should get this amount of money, this is where it is going. As a matter of fact, I even have a model for it. I call it the $422 million per week model. That is, even when I decide not to think, about anything, if I should get the money, whatever the money I'm looking for, I know exactly where the money should go. You get it? I know exactly. It is a framework. Actually, it is available on my YouTube channel. It is that is if I should get the money I'm looking there. When I say money, I mean when I say money, I'm talking about what do you call it? Capital. If I should do get the capital that I really want, or the capital that I am magnetizing to come to me, which obviously eventually will. I do know exactly where it should go. You get it? I do know exactly where it should go. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before whatever, you know, I am seeking, find me or whatever it is. So please, as good you brought that up. Yeah, I'm still seeing my face. Yeah, yeah. Probably the algorithm has decided to do so because maybe, the algorithm reads you though. So uh, if it's also intentional on your side, then I mean, but again, I don't see the point. I don't see the reason why you intentionally do that. That's a lot of time wasted. Um, so I think it is the algorithm doing so. So yeah. So yeah. Um, we should build things, and whilst we are deciding to build things, we should know where the capital or the money that we want. We should know where it will go exactly when it comes to us. Many of us don't know where the money will go. I'm telling you, many of us will be overwhelmed by $1 million if we should receive it today. You get it? All because we don't have a framework, we don't have a model, we don't have a plan for it. So yeah, um, let's be guided as we are building stuff. And all that. Yeah, yeah, we really need. Yeah, yeah. We need to figure out what is going on. Yeah. So, and like I said, I have been able to make most of the mistakes, the trial and errors and all that. I started building ventures at the age of 16 without even knowing that I am building them. So, trial and error, moving from place to place, from country to country and all that. It behoves you to have the to have the experience and all that, the eyes for good things, where opportunities are. And so we must know where resources will be directed to when we do come across resources. I am not uncle. I am a very, very young man. As a matter of fact, I'm too young for my age. You know. By the way, hey, what's up? Hope you're good. Hope you're doing good. Um, mm, what are my thoughts on gold investment? Well, this is not financial advice, but I think gold investments, well, I won't say they are good or bad because that will mean financial investment. But what I can say is, if your financial decisions, you know, move to that, then do it. If not, don't. Again, I can't say it's good or bad because I am not a financial advisor. However, I'll know exactly what I'll know exactly what to do if it was my own personal financial decision to make. Do do you invest? We all invest in ourselves, one way or the other. So that's what I can say. We all invest in ourselves, and we all invest in so many things. We all do it. So, no, again, I cannot give any. Oh, thank you so much for the like. And one more thing, before you choose to follow anybody on here, please do your due diligence and see if whatever the person is doing is in alignment with whatever you are doing. You don't have to follow me initially just because in the spare of the moment you saw or heard something that you vibe with. Then the next few months you'll follow. That is waste of time. I believe that if you're following someone, you're following someone with your energy. You get it? So I won't lose anything if you should unfollow eventually. No, but I'm just letting you know that to be a waste of time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To do so is if you're following, make sure that whatever I'm doing is in tune with whatever you are with whatever you want. Don't decide that in the spare of the moment because of what you are seeing or hearing, you are deciding to follow me. Or no, don't do that. Don't waste your time. Because I am honestly not here for the following. I won't lie, it helps. It helps, but especially on TikTok, yeah, that is not even my goal here. Because why? Because I know, and Nancy, I remember this name so well. What's up? How you doing? Because I know vehemently, I say this vehemently, I know that whatever I'm doing, I'm dishing out value. And so I know that eventually millions and millions of people will catch on to whatever I'm doing. Millions and millions of people. You get it? That is not to say that, oh, I do not like the following. No, that would be a lie. It's a good thing to have a following and all that. But I prefer legacy, no, instead of just following. I prefer leverage instead of just following. You get it? So yes, I am not really bothered about low subscription count, low follower count. I'm not bothered about it because I know the value that I'm giving. And yes, it will take some time for people to catch on. But when people do catch on, it will be in the millions, millions, you know, in the multi-millions of people. So yeah, so again, please do not think that because I'm saying something in the spur of the moment that tickles your fancy, you'll be like, oh yeah, let me just follow him. Then in a couple of months later, you unfollow because you realize, oh, you weren't really, really in tune. You're wasting your time. I do not lose anything because my energy is intact. If anything, you are wasting your energy. So I'm just letting you know, as I just want to be, I just want all of us to be guided and all that. You get it? Because whether you follow me or not, eventually the right people will find me. Eventually the right people. And to give you some guidelines and all that, I talk about business, investment, leadership, finance, capital, sovereignty, private equity, creating entities, all that. I'm basically, I'm basically the builder type, the sovereign builder type, and all that. So, and also to chip in something, do not be shocked if you see this face on, some of your popular networks. As a matter of fact, I do see, oh, there are two people on here on YouTube. You've been here for a while. Thank you so much, whoever you are. You're always free to leave and you are free to join. You are free to do anything you want to do. But just know that as far as you've come across my face, just know that you're making a very, very important investment. I call it a soft investment. You'll be happy to say in future that yeah, you actually were part of the journey. When eventually this channel gets, or should I say, this person, me, gets to wherever he or she, I mean, gets to where I want to be, not he or she. Sorry, I had a dual entity, dual personality. So yeah, so I do appreciate you on here. I mean, you can always have a look at my channel and see exactly what I'm about and all that. So yeah. Oh, hmm. Oh. Wait. I think I skipped. Is it Stop using the word uncle. I'm a very, very young man. Of course, you remember. Yeah. We did have a long conversation the other time, and that's yeah. Sorry for not holla baby. No. What do you mean? Let me join. Let's be guided here. I decide whether to let you join in or not. So, let's be guided and let's be as polite as we can. So let's be polite as much as we can. So for the two people on here, thank you so much for joining. And you want to talk? What exactly do you want to talk about? No, that I just want to know because there is no need wasting anybody's time. No, time is the most powerful god, and it's important that we do things in accordance. We don't have to be wasting time or in the name of what do you want to talk about. If it's not going to move the needle, I won't indulge. So please, um, I'm too young to waste time. Yeah, so let's talk about let's talk about God. Wait, you want to talk to me about God? Is that it? People are interested. Mm, Mm. Um, okay, then you start. You can start by texting. Texting whatever you want to text. I'm sure that will do justice to whatever. Then from there, I'll know whether you know whatever you're saying demands my indulgence or not. You know. Anyway, for the person on here, you can always have a look. I always say this: have a look at my YouTube stuff. There are a lot of resources over there that I'm sure out of five, three to four will tickle your fancy. I mean, I say that because you've been here for a while, so I do think we are both in alignment. With whatever is going on here. So have a look at my YouTube page. There are a lot of resources that will tickle your fancy, and yeah, take it from there. You know. Mm. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, okay. The main jar. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, everything is good. Everything is okay. Thank you. Um, okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Again, I am available for your questioning and all that because it is my duty to be answering questions, um, uh, and all that. Mm. So that oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, it is my duty to be answering questions and all that. I mean, the ones that I can. Okay, okay. I had to specify. Um, Not those kinds of questions like where are you from? No, no, no. Those questions are not, are quaint. They are not substantial. They do not move the needle. In any direction. But for what it's worth, if there's any solace, I am from Africa. I think that's pretty much obvious. Yeah, um, yeah. Just trying to be guided here. So, oh, hmm. So what do you? No, I should be asking you that question, not you. I should be asking you, what do you want to talk about? Uh, you came on here. I am the host, and you are the guest. So I should be asking you that question. Uh, no, let's be guided. You don't go into someone's house and say, what do you want to drink? No, no, you don't say that. So and trust me, this is coming from a place of politeness. So yeah, I should be asking you what you want to do, not you asking me what I want to do. So yeah. Anyway, people are rather interested. The one of the goals, showing up here is always to avail myself to answer questions that anybody has. Talk about business, investment, finance, leadership, that kind of stuff. I've come to realize that um, you know, how do I put this? Some people do show up and they have to talk about they only have to talk about the businesses or let's say the ventures they are building. You get it? So they forget to talk about themselves. They forget that personally, so-called personal brands, personally, they are also an infrastructure. You get it? So um, um, it becomes, in my case, becomes kind of hard to keep up, but I've gotten used to it, to juggle things, multitask and all that. Said that a place like LinkedIn, I talk about certain things. Peter, just a minute. I talk about certain things based on what I want. You know, on LinkedIn, my vibe is a federal government contract staff kind of guy, national resilience and all that, energy, defense. Yes. On YouTube, my although is that is it's more of a sovereign brands, architecting power, legacy. On X is different. So my point is, you always have to compartmentalize, the things and how you want people to perceive you on different platform. Because on LinkedIn is a different set of people, YouTube a different set of people, TikTok different set of people. So some people show up and they seem to talk about what they are doing, forgetting that personally, separately, they are also an infrastructure. You get it? So I have gotten used to the difficulty level, so now it is of minimum difficulty. So sometimes what I'm trying to say is sometimes I show up and I will not end up talking about the things that I am building or I have built. Rather, I'll talk about things that are different. Yeah, but sometimes I do try to meld them. Anyway, so how does this build into your framework and how does this achieve sovereignty for you? I'll, think land was part of. Okay, so that's a good question. Um, how should I take it? From trying to think so that I give you an answer that doesn't also dilute my agenda. Um, it's good to think. So here's the thing. Um, when I talk about energy defense and power, these things, when we talk about, you are mentioning sovereignty. Good. There are so many forms of sovereignty. That is, if you have been following whatever I've been putting on this very channel, there are so many forms of sovereignty. And mind you, as personally I'm preaching sovereignty to you, I also have my agenda of sovereignty. You get it? And so when I speak of energy, defense, power, actually these things are part of my framework. And how they do fit in is through private equity. Yes, through businesses, through investment and all that. Now, if you should talk about land, land is a whole different thing altogether, which of course I can't really say much here because the point I'm trying to make is I must try as much as possible, even if I'm giving you value, I must try as much as possible to give you value that you need and reserve the value that is of my own nature, if you get what I'm trying to say. So when I say energy, defense, and power, to answer the question of why, it fits into sovereignty based on my private equity mindset, private equity mentality, and all that. Yes. But if you said you think land was part of your framework or focus, again, that is a bit something separate, something what do you call it? Something personal rather. Yeah. So even in the course of giving value, it is my duty to give you value that you need. You know, just a minute. No, 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 no. The energy is no, not stealing it. Energy is in the sense of private equity investment. That's what I mean. Yeah, private equity. That's what I mean. So oh, okay. So to explain that again, this is an open space and all that. So I have to be careful. To also keep. I also have my own personal interest. Everybody does. So I cannot really say much about that. But um, the uh, okay, you would have thought. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, just a minute. Yeah, some things are of personal interest. So yeah, yeah, you just have to keep it, and all that. Yeah. So, but since you're asking, I just want to put this across. I don't know if you've been following judiciously or my channel, you realize something. Just a quick story. When I was young, I had the idea that if I did become president one day, I would merge the country's ministries into five: finance, energy, entertainment, health, and defense, making the Fed. And that is where the energy, defense, and power, that's where it comes from. So um, as time went on, I realized that no, I might just not be president. And so uh, doing business, I have to concentrate on the Fed, that is finance, energy, entertainment, health, and defense. And that is where the energy, defense, and power comes from. And the main instruments to execute this is through private equity, private credit, and hedge funds. That is where the execution will actually come from. But talk about land, commodities, that's a whole different framework that I really can't divulge for some reasons over here. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So the energy, when I say energy, I mean investment. Yeah, that's what it means. But that's a good question, actually. Yeah, no one has really asked me that question. That's a good question. Uh, um, yeah, there's a whole lot to unravel, a whole lot. And what makes a better, what makes the best person is to know the things to keep private and the things to keep public. You get it? So yeah, so some information I cannot divulge or divulge, and all that. Um, mm. I like these questions. If you have more, throw them. Some questions I will not be able to, answer because maybe they are too personal or maybe I just don't know. Yes. But the ones I do know, I try my best to answer. And speaking of frameworks, there are a lot. Um, the ones I can remember now, the ones I'm still writing more. I have the Aerocipher framework, a framework that helps defense and aerospace investors to predict momentum, in terms of investments and all that. And there is the investor gravity model, a framework that teaches you how to attract capital to whatever you're doing. And more are coming. And so, yeah, speaking of framework, there are a lot of them to go around. Uh, yeah, land is very critical, but it's not for public conversations. That is right. Yeah. Mind you, there are certain conversations that I'll be open to have based with my limited partners. That is, if you're familiar. I don't know your background, but if you're familiar with private equity and all that, um, there are certain conversations that I'll be open to have with my limited partners. However, publicly, no, these things, it comes with experience. You have to know the sort of information to sieve, and provide out there because not everything is right for consumption, and all that. That's it. So there's a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot going on, but it is my solemn duty to give the ones that are necessary to give out. And even with that, many won't vibe with it, because hey, it is what it is. These things are not entertainment based, so they are kind of boring consuming them. Um, that's the thing, the things that really, really help us are not entertainment based, so it's kind of boring consuming these things. So I'm doing my best to just give the information that I have to give. Then the ones that I have to keep in my coffers, I do, a whole lot. And actually, the ones I do keep, I say this for the record, the ones I do keep private are more than the ones that I do let out there. So my point is, there's a lot to say, a lot to give, a lot to accumulate, a lot to expand, So I do hope that as time goes on, I do meet the right people. Uh, um, it's just a matter of time, by the way. So, um, so yeah, mm, yeah, land is very critical, and we are even entering an era where some of the lands are digital. Talk about the metaverse and all that. Either way, it is imperative. It is a very critical, um, asset class that people should be really, really, involved in. Yeah. Mm, mm. And yes, I'm always open to answer questions. And all that. So, oh, like yeah, I was saying something. Some people do show up here, and by default, they always have to talk about things they are building, forgetting that personally, you see, if you really, really understand ventures, business, and all that, you have to understand sometimes you have to separate yourself from whatever you're doing because at the end of the day, this phase is some people call it personal brand. Yeah. At the end of the day, this phase is part of the infrastructure, that you also have to build. You get it? So you have to be building that alongside with whatever you are actually building. And so my point is, in my case, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot, and by naturally by that premise, there's also a lot to answer, and there are a whole lot of questions that people have to be throwing at me and all that, which I do encourage. Because I set out to execute this mission, and so by default, some questions, I mean, a bunch of questions will come to me. Some I will not be able to answer, uh, you know, and some I'll be able to answer very, very well. So, yeah, it is what it is. Mm. 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 I'm just As time goes on, when I do realize, there aren't any more much, questions coming in, I will just have to leave and return some other time because there was no point being on here when it becomes awkward actually looking at the screens. By the way, I'm not even a screen person, but because of this mission, I have to adjust. So as time goes on, I realize that no questions are coming in. I will just have to leave and return later. There are other things that also needs attention. So, but hey, whenever I'm offline, those people who always have questions and all that, I think my email is on there. You don't even have to go that far. You can always leave a comment on the on the on any of my videos, and all that. You can always drop a comment. Then yeah, then take it from there. So it is imperative, to always drop questions that you do have because look, um, and not too far from now, you'll be seeing this face on very, very, very important economic moving platforms. So I mean, questioning questioning is something that I have to get used to. So yeah, I'm already used to it. So yeah. So I'll check out the frame about you should offer some. Oh, okay. Some okay. That's a good one. That's a good recommendation. Um, I'll work on it. As a matter of fact, you're not the first person to say this. Okay, okay. I know what to do. I know what to do. You should offer some free chapters so people. Okay. I think the one on Amazon. I have the Arrow Cipher. Sorry, I have the Arrow Cipher framework. I think Amazon lets you by default to review certain chapters. I mean preview, sorry, no review. Preview some chapters. So that is taken care of. But the investor gravity model, I don't know how. Okay, I'll think of. You see, the investor gravity model was done in audio. It is not a PDF. It is an audio. So even at that, oh yeah, I'll figure. I'll think of something. But thank you for that recommendation. Yeah, it's always good to test drive something that you want to buy. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Sure, 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 sure. Okay, okay. I will. I should work on them. I must. As a matter of fact, let me put a note here before I forget. Because the things are too many sometimes. I seem to forget some of them. So let me just. I'll work on that. Yep, work on that. Uh, but there is a lot going on that sometimes I do fear myself because. Wait, just a minute. Trying to find a way as we speak to. I think I know what to do. You think, isn't that a good thing, Devon? Isn't that a good thing? Again, I am here to answer all your questions. Mm. Oh, for those of you two guys over here, thank you so much. I know sometimes the silence can be awkward and all that, but you know, um, it's usually because sometimes I'm here with the agenda to answer questions. So I don't want to keep rambling, babbling, or blabbling, unless of course I mean ask the question and all that. So I know sometimes. Thank you so much for being on here, the two guys on here. Just sometimes, it can become awkward. I understand, but it's part of the job. So, okay. Oh, okay. You have to give me, guys. You have to give me a minute. I'll be back. No, not even more than a minute. I'll be back. Just a minute to check something. Oh, you guys are still here. Just a minute. Just a minute. Still a minute, eh? Still a minute. You know, as natural as I can be. Just a minute. Hmm. I am back, but I'm not back. I think I have to return in a minute again. But life is life, and so yeah. Mm. But sure, I'll work on this. The investor gravity model. I'll work on it. Work on it. Um. A minute. Okay, a minute. So I think I will have to permanently leave the next 1 minute 30 seconds. Yeah, because there's something I have to attend to. I don't. Um, it happens when you're always into so many things. That's what happens. So in the next minute 30 seconds, I will be gone, and I think you can catch me later in a much later day. Yeah, we take it from there. But yeah, um, as I always keep saying, you can always if you have questions and all that, you can always reach me. You can always drop it on any one of my videos. Yeah, or yeah, I think that would be the easiest point of access you can have, and I do my best to reply because hey, I have to. So, oh, about 40 seconds more, and yeah, and we'll take it from there. Thank you guys so much. The two guys who have been on here for this while, thank you. Um, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a much better time later. So I leave it with this. Please, let's keep building stuff. Let's keep building stuff. Because it is imperative that we do. You know, it's imperative that we do. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, Is the investor gravity more? No, it is not only for hedge fund. No, no, it is not only for people in the private equity, hedge fund, or private credit space. It is also for people who are building, people building startups, ventures, and all that. The premise, the main goal is to make yourself a magnet to attract capital. And so whatever you are doing, if your goal is to attract capital, then it is for you, which I'm sure what I'm sh- what the leading AI infrastructure company, well, what I'm sure many of us are doing. You get it? That is, of course, those people want to build stuff. When you're building stuff, you there are two areas that you'll be in. Business or investment. And the funny thing is, when you do business, you are doing investment, and when you're doing investment, you are still doing business. So they go hand in hand. So yeah. So my point is, the investor gravity model is for anyone who is wanting to be a magnet towards capital. So if that is you, yes, and I'm sure that is for many people. So yeah, that is it. Um, so yeah, great talking to you guys. Great talking, Peter. Uh, I like the name. Yeah. Thank you so much for being engaging. And there's a lot to say. There's a lot to dish out, but I always have to be, circumspect, about information that is being divulged. So yeah, great talking to you. Like I said, the 40 seconds is already over, but I'm just giving a overtime. So yeah, so I'll catch you. I'll catch you guys in a much, much, much better time later, and we'll take it from there. So please stay safe. Peace. Uh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. On a close note, you can have access to, I mean, my page. There's a plethora of resource over there. So take it easy. All right, take it easy.